know what she said. She might just change your life.
And we have been listening to Young and Restless from Lyric Dubee, who is with us in the studio now. Now, you've just shot a new music video for, this is your first release for Young and Restless?
Yep, this is the first release off of the Combat Love album.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about shooting the video.
So shooting the video, we had a photographer named Arson to come up, and we didn't really know what to expect. It was the first time using him.
You never do.
Oh, that is, that's a very true fact. And this is the first time actually shooting with the band as well.
Okay.
Because the band's all from all around North America. So we shot the video, and we tried to incorporate a bit of the comedy aspect as well. By the end of it, we had a great time. We came out with quite a few nice cars and some pretty funny scenes in it, hey.
That's good. So
Yeah.
now this is all in part of the preparation for your going on tour. You have dates in Japan and China coming up, what, next month? No, November.
Yep, we're heading out to Japan in November, and then from there we're heading to China.
And how does it, I mean, for those that don't know, lyrics, I guess, where would you say you won the most promising youth award at the Barrie Arts Awards in 2014, but you started recording your third album in 2014. When did you release your first album?
I first started recording when I was, I think I was 11. And I had been writing material, and I wanted to use as a keepsake, really, just to show my family when I got older. And I hadn't thought of doing it as a career. And once I released the first album, people said, oh, that sounds good, you should probably press it and do a CD release. So things sort of carried on. Then when I was 13, I started recording my second album, which would be Alive. And that was when things started to pick up, and I started to think of it as a career opposed to just a hobby.
Yeah, but you released 2 albums on September 19th. I mean, how many people do that?
It was a pretty different step releasing 2 at once, because it's kind of a...
No kidding.
Yeah. It's a lot of information to feed people, but it was a big change, because I had recorded most of the third album, and before I met my manager, and I started recording the fourth, and they said, well, let's hold on to this for a bit. Let's go down to Los Angeles, and let's record with a different producer, see what different sounds we can get. So we kind of had both albums ready, and we weren't going to wait around for the fourth album. So we thought over a lot, and we're like, you know what? Let's release them both. It'll be a double release. It's not something that's done often, and it'll be something different for the public to have.
Okay, so because we're from Ontario and you're from Ontario, because you're 17 and because I'm a mum, my first question was, what's going on with school? Now, you scared me by saying, well, you finished high school in grade 10, but then you smile and you say, and then I went and took university courses. And you took specific courses. This is very strategized, what you've done here. You didn't drop out of school to become a musician. You've gone at it very effectively. Explain to people how you strategized this.
It took a while to figure out, really. It was, because I wasn't really sure. Like, I missed a lot of school in grade 9, like, a lot of school. And my marks weren't where I liked them to be. They weren't up in the 80s and 90s where I think they really should be for me. So I started taking my work home partway through grade 10, and it just wasn't working. And I got an ad for an online course that I could take through Shaw Academy and a few through Berkeley. And they were for courses that I knew I needed. Like, I knew I needed English. I knew I needed marketing and business. And so I took a few business, a few marketing. I took some through a lot of the Y programs we have in Barrie. And then I took some triple threat acting, dancing, and singing programs at Randolph as well.
And now you're managed by legendary rock photographer Robert Knight, who's put together this killer band. But how did you connect with him, with Robert Knight? Because he is legendary.
Yeah, he really was. I got a photographer that I know sent Robert one of my pictures and said, have you heard of this kid? Robert runs something called the Brotherhood of the Guitar, which is it's an awesome way to help young guitar players and really give them a little boost on their careers. And it's all he was with Guitar Center and Ernie Ball now, and so he's really helping out young guitar players. So he contacted me to put me in the Brotherhood, and at first I had no idea what he was or who he was, because I'd seen all his work. I just hadn't put 2 and 2 together. I was in Seattle, Washington. I was up in the mountains doing something called, it was named Prodigy Camp, and it was a film and songwriting camp. So, and he said, oh, well, instead of flying back to Toronto, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Los Angeles. I'll meet you there. I'm like, who is this guy? So I call my parents. I'm like, guys, can you come meet me in LA, and we're gonna go meet Robert Knight. So we looked him up, and he was
Thank goodness for Google.
yes, he was very, very legit. It was amazing. And so we went up and we met Robert, and he was absolutely incredible. And that everything he was doing and the way he works, we did a photo shoot, and it was around the second time, it was after that he approached me for management. And he said he was done and he would like to continue managing, though, even though he had thought he was going to take a break and retire. And then he said, no, he goes, I think I see something that we can do. So he offered me my manager, and we worked out the agreements.
Now, you call yourself a multi-genre artist, and you've been like working in, you said, Los Angeles, Nashville, I see, Toronto. What is your favorite genre?
That's a very difficult question. My favorite genre would probably have to be revolution rock, which is the genre that I've branded myself as, and that it can include the different. It's kind of a cheating way of saying all of them, really. But it's I do love to play jazz music, like when I'm just playing instrumentally on guitar, and when I'm on stage, I like to play rock and blues because it's a fun atmosphere with the audience, and everyone can really get involved.
What is revolution rock?
Revolution rock it's kind of the fusion and combination of all the different genres that have influenced me throughout my years of playing, like classical music and jazz. So you hear a lot of the strange jazz chords and the classical phrasing throughout the rock music and sound that comes out of the albums.
We have some questions on Twitter. Will you take a couple of questions?
Most definitely.
Okay, so Miss Mia, 51, Mia B, says, question for Lyric. How many guitars do you own, and which one is your favorite?
Whew, good question. I own about 21 guitars. I have invested my entire life sum in those guitars. And my favorite it's a close tie between my Ernie Ball Music Man L3 and the Ernie Ball Music Man Majesty.
Okay. This despite walking the red carpet at Les Paul's 100th anniversary?
The Les Paul it was actually for Les Paul,
It was
the
for
player,
Les Paul?
yeah.
Okay.
The player, yeah.
So
He
there
was
you
an amazing jazz performer.
Yeah.
And he had some incredible innovative ideas.
Okay, so 21 guitars. Okay, now Alyssa wants to know, I would like to ask, which profession other than musician-songwriter would you like to attempt at the ripe old age of 17? Just in case this one doesn't work out for you.
Aside from singer-songwriter and guitar player, something else in art, I'd imagine. I can see myself...
Acting? You did the
acting,
triple threat thing?
Most definitely either acting, dancing, or drawing, being an artist.
An artist. Well, you are an artist, so a different form
Yeah.
of things. Yeah, if you have a question, you can tweet us. It's What She Said 167, and Lyric is Lyric Dubee, so tell us. Well, first of all, I have to ask, because you've got the greatest haircut.
Thank you.
It's way better than anything I've seen on up-and-coming musicians lately. So who's doing your hair?
I have a family of hairdressers, actually.
Oh, how convenient is that? We were born in the wrong family, Christine. We need a family of hairdressers. It's a great cut. I think,
Thank you, yeah.
Well, hair is very important, certainly to young fans. We know that. We've seen how new hairstyles can make or break a career, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done very, very light, tiny trims on my own, nothing much, but mostly it's
don't do that.
my mom. You can do it sometimes.
So let me ask you, you're 17 and you live in Barrie,
Yeah.
Ontario. Do you see that there's now going to be more pressure for you to move? And have you and your family discussed that?
Yeah, most definitely. I actually had an apartment in Toronto when I was doing the Randolph thing over the summer, and I do spend more of my time out of the country than in it, to be honest.
Exactly.
So in the reality, I will eventually have to move to somewhere like New York, Nashville, Los Angeles, or even it could be overseas. I don't know. It really depends on where the market goes, and it's half the band's down there as well, and the manager and all the producers. So it's kind of hard to say where I'll move, but I will eventually have to move out of Barrie.
Yeah.
Well, Tori Hathaway will miss you because you play with Tori's
Yep,
Taurus band.
I have.
Tori's a friend of the show. We have a limited edition, a copy. It comes in it's very, very nice tin. Very nice container to give away. And it says, as I'm looking on Twitter, that if you tweet us, you can win a limited edition CD. So do that, and we will let you know who we'll be sending it out to. Thank you very much from Lyric. So this Revolution Rock, Christine went into this, but what were you doing down in Nashville? Something with a little bit of more of a country twang?
Actually, no. If anything, I'd go more rock if I were
More
in Nashville.
rock in Nashville,
Yep.
yeah?
I noticed when I was down there that as much as amazing country there is, there's just as much rock and blues. And it's a very happening place to be. It's kind of the center of everything and that entire area.
We understand that has become the center for songwriters. They are all amassing there. If you want to find a songwriter, they'll be in Nashville. Because
Most
we've
definitely.
had a few of them in, and they say, oh no, it's the whole country thing. Yes, it's country, but it's way more than that now. It's really changed.
Yeah. It's definitely become a lot more of a modern thing. In that there's a lot of songwriters, as always, but there's a lot of studio work as well. I know some of the greatest studio musicians I know are living in Nashville right now.
Right. Just as, years ago, a lot of the music production was done in New York, and now they're all, one by one, more and more of them are going to LA. So it's just a change.
I think it was New York just got a bit too busy for them, to be honest.
Really?
I think it just couldn't take it anymore.
I think New York just got a little too expensive for them, to be honest.
That too.
When you're starting out and you're paying, $3,500 American a month for 500 square feet, you're saying, nah.
Yeah.
Plus the winter, nah.
Yeah, LA's a bit better in that aspect.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on your first release, Young and Restless, and we wish you luck with your tour, and you're heading out for November and December.
Yep.
You'll be back for Christmas?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. Lyric Dubee, thank you very much. Have fun.
Thank you.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.